Good times.
I walked into this song as well, okay? Like, I mean, I wash my hands of this. I didn't load that.
Welcome to the gay club that is Good Times here on this Thursday morning.
This is how we go out.
I was trying to kill a bangaw the entire time.
What?
What's going on?
Like literally?
Dito, ang ingay. I need Mara to come on the show to do like a mating call to distract it and then I can kill it.
May bangaw pala sa Vegas.
May bangaw pala sa Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was like this. We had like the 5 of the gayest songs ever in a row.
Oh.
And could do nothing about it. So I know you miss me. I know you miss my taste in music. It'll come back soon. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thursday morning. Let's see. Bam's going to be here.
Yes.
Alex is messaging me right now.
Is he jumping
I'm
on?
hoping he decides to show up. Let's see.
Nice.
He said yes. But who knows what time. It's 11 a.m. in New Zealand right now. So maybe he'll swing by for a little bit before lunch. Kay, nice. I'm assuming at some point. And Mara, I'm assuming at some point. So there's a very good chance that all 6 of us are going to be here today.
Ooh, that's optimistic.
Yeah, not going to happen. Different bits and pieces.
Yeah, because Kay's doing Unang Hirit. And so she's only able to join us maybe after the 8 a.m. mark. And, you know, you're EDing it today. You've been saying it all
today
week.
Because my daughter. So today's but it's going to be a good show. I mean, just because it's going to be a little abbreviated with a little bit of patchwork, Band-Aid.
I'm only talking about like the length, not the quality.
I was talking about the quality.
Team Long.
Both. Yeah, Team Back. Team Motion of the Ocean is what we are here today. Let's see. What the heck was I going to... Oh, yeah. So Kay might be here right after 8 o'clock, which means we'll probably see her only for a short amount of time. But she's only doing Unang Hirit this week. Next week, she'll be back to regular time, which is still 8 o'clock. Correct?
Uy, she's early naman sometimes.
She has been... For all the times that she's been late and all, this is the one that hurts the most because she has traded us for Arnold Clavio.
Oh, fully.
Who, I think honestly, is the famous person with the worst hair. Okay. And I thought we should discuss this a little bit. Like,
wait.
What?
No, just to clarify, my beef is not with a particular person. It's an entire show. Like, she's cheating, which we've established. Anyway, continue. Yes.
Yeah, but it's with bad hair that makes it worse. Okay, so he's probably had the worst head of hair in all of celebrities. Who is on this list? It's ranking time, everybody. You know how I like to start it. Marlon says Marcoleta has got really bad hair. I don't recall him having bad hair. I thought he's got... It's just basic hair, right?
Actually, parang same mold sila. You know, it's...
Fake then?
I don't know. I don't know. Pero like you could...
Well, no, I mean, clearly Arns is freaking fake as hell. I cannot believe... First of all, time out. I cannot believe that Arnold Clavio's staff is scared of him that much.
That they won't tell him?
That they won't tell him. Boss, medyo, this is really unnatural. Right? Like, I don't get it. Like, you would tell me.
But I might enjoy it that it's so bad. Like, oh, it's so bad.
Oh, and then you'll be quiet because you want me to suffer. True. Who's got some really bad hair? Okay, so fine, Marcoleta, you're right. I didn't even know that. It looked thing. Look, hey, you know, the late President Pinoy had some pretty terrible hair.
Was he like the comb over situation?
Yeah, the comb over. That was rough. Yeah, that was rough. That was bad. Yeah, but it's still better than Arns because at least he kept it like real.
Gosh, wait, how bad is it na ba? I need a refresher.
You don't remember when he was on our show the other day?
I mean, it wasn't that long that he was on with us.
Like if Kilay counts, cheese, of course. If Kilay counts, but Kilay doesn't count because we're only talking about your head of lettuce. Trump, of course, globally terrible hair. Nick says, wig yata yung kay Marcoleta. That's what I think Sam is implying. They're in the same thing. Though, his is better than Arndt.
I'm looking at a picture of him. I mean, you know, Arn. I'm sorry, Arn is the puppet, right?
Yeah, Arn
okay,
is the
sorry.
toy. Correct.
Mr.
Very
Clavio.
credible journalist with a toy. Yes, continue.
I mean, as wigs go, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, can I tell
Are you serious?
Can I tell it's a wig? Probably. Just because I have like a reference, right? You know, and he's also like...
Maybe you're looking at a different picture.
It's a very good picture of him, honestly. And diba he lost a lot of weight? So parang, I guess the overall look.
Sam,
What?
What picture are you looking at? Can we throw this one in here? Look, I just did a random Google search. It's not like I didn't put hair, ugly hair. I literally just put his name, okay? And this is the first thing that shows up and you're like, it's not so bad?
Can I see?
I sent it to you. Yeah. I sent it to you. It's... You've got to be kidding, Sam. Wow, you're generous. Man, I must really like this guy. Because if it was me... What is...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Maybe we should be looking at the same picture and then going off of that.
And I'm going... oh my gosh, this was like the most innocent search ever. So easy to do. Here's another one. Okay, I know this is tough because we're on the radio, but it's still worth... It's still worth throwing out there. Okay, here we go.
Is it so horrible?
Let me see. Okay, no. I start slow. I'm doing the Trump hand thing. Slow. Watch. Okay, let's go. Let's get worse here. Come on now. Fire it up, baby. Where's the next one? Okay, so this is the warm-up.
Okay.
Arnold Ignacio. Arnel Ignacio is pretty bad as too. Like his is bad, and his used to be good. It's plugins. His used to be good. I remember when he got it too. I was on a show with him once. He just got his hair plugs, kind of like Alex did, and I think somebody pulled his hair.
Okay, this one.
And he ended up crying.
Oh no! Oh gosh, really?
Come on.
Okay, this one's pretty.
Come on.
Because it looks.
Yeah.
It looks bad because it looks like he like got out of bed and went straight to the studio.
It looks like it's bad Photoshop. It's like you photoshopped it and we like that's terrible photoshopping, but it's real.
Okay, what is the issue exactly? Is it because the hairline is so like severe? Parang meaning like there's no there's no gradation that kind of, you know, marks where the hairline begins. It's just like pack. Get it?
Oh, what you mean? Why is it fake?
Yeah, why
it looks like it hasn't aged with him. The hair looks like it hasn't aged with him.
So it's like his hair looks unnaturally good.
Young. Correct. And then, of course, the style. It's very trendy, new, like young people. Maybe more like a K-pop type of look, which, of course, again, doesn't line up with his age. There's a ridiculous color, which is clearly not his. He may have dyed his eyebrows to match, which of course is a terrible idea.
Well, I mean, that is a thing. People...
It's a lot of... Yeah, aside from what you were saying, like there's no border between kind of scalp and forehead.
Yung parang it should, like, there should be what?
A lead-in, right?
I just can't believe we're breaking down someone's hairline.
I just wanted the top 5 worst hairs, and you're just gonna get over this guy.
Okay. So, we have 3 people?
Okay, we're going local because you can't say Kim Jong-un because obviously that's a terrible haircut. I mean, it really is so bad. But local,
is it his haircut or his face? Like
the haircut is. You mean he's just an ugly man?
I mean, you know, not my choice of words, but what I mean is like...
I was just trying to set a trap for you. So essentially pangit siya, and you were like, it's his face.
No,
I mean, he's got a bad haircut though, Sam. Unless that's a common haircut, and then pangit lang talaga siya.
Wait, I need to refresh my memory. What's his haircut ba? In my head, it's like parang, it's the shaved sides, and it's kind of longish, and, you know, parang styled back. Or is it now just like a severe military cut is what he's rocking?
It has gotten better, I'll give you that. But there used to be a time where it was just really, it looked uncivilized.
Uncivilized.
Yeah. You know, yung parang like jungle, just cut it just to get it out of my face.
Oh, see, okay, this is...
But now it's better.
It's very square though, no? And like flat on top.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Ito yung Minecraft.
Oh, that's a hard one. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, all right.
And how do you like screw that up if you're his? Okay, anyway, look, I don't have great hair. I wish I could do more with my hair. I wish I had more ability to kind of get creative with it. I can't. It's always going to be this. It's always going to be stuck like that.
Oh,
Sam, I'm not sure about you. If you've been able to do a lot of changes with your hair. I think you went through a short hair phase too, right?
I did. I
like a bob.
Was rocking a bob for a while.
Yeah, that was nice.
But I mean, I do like the versatility that comes with long hair. I can do a lot more with it, style it differently, put it up, put it down, you know, Pocahontas, that kind of thing.
You girls are so lucky about that stuff.
You can grow your hair.
Already. Sorry. I can't. It's just, it doesn't do anything. Yeah. I've got like textbook Asian hair. Just
does it grow sideways, Mohan? Like does
just,
your hair?
Yeah, it's sideways. It's straight. Yeah, yes. It's rough.
Do it.
Yeah. In fact, like when I go to the barber, I want them just to cut my hair with a scissor. You know, because the moment you start shaving it, then it gets so Asian.
But you do get the sides shaved, right? Like
I do because here in the US it's like they just can't, like they're addicted to shaving heads here. It's just a thing. You know, the Philippines, you know, a lot of people, they'll just use scissors, which I like kind of the way it falls way more than the buzz thing. But I don't know, everybody here does the buzz cut. Might as well be just driving around in a Mio.
Sorry. What? What?
Nothing. Welcome to the show. Can I welcome everybody to the show finally? You're listening to Good Times here at Magic 89.9. It is Thursday, the 16th of October. That is Sam Owen Studio. My name is Mo. Phone number is 8631-0899. Playback.tv/Good Times, where most of the fun happens. That's the stream. We are streaming worldwide, wherever you are around this amazing planet of ours. Thanks for spending the time with us and hanging out. I said Bam's going to be here in about 30 minutes or so. We'll talk about everything that's going on in his week and, more importantly, what's going on in the country. Alex said he'll jump in here hopefully any second now, so but we got to take a break anyway. When we come back, we'll have more of it. Again, Good Times right here. Don't go away. Back after this.
Good Times.
I don't want it. I think we might be receiving some paintings today, Mohan. I'm very excited.
Is this from Leonard?
Yes! Yes!
Sweet. Yeah, he sent me a message. One of our most beloved listeners here on Playback Force Magic is Leonard, who is a really, as I've said, very talented, handsome fellow. In fact, I think I have a photo of Leonard here. Do we have a photo of Leonard and the drawing that he has sent us or will be sending us today? Yeah, I think I had it here. Hold on, where is my thing? There it is.
Where are you? Okay, there you are.
Yeah, it's very good, very good. I don't know why I'm not in the center because of my ego and Sam's there, so medyo I'm shocked and parang
I think this is about right.
Leonard, how am I fatter than there?
Uy, Leonard, ang gwapo mo ah. Hindi mo si Leonard.
Bakla yan, pare. Bakla yan. Easy.
First of all, it's Leonard, okay? It's not Leonard.
Leonard. Gaynard. Thank you. He's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Can you see that photo again? I got me a little, yeah, dude. Yes. Look at that neck. Thick and long and thick.
We're talking about his neck. Okay.
He's good, good looking dude, very talented.
I think there are other works on the way because he said something like, "Oh, I want send Bam to get his too." So it's not just one artwork.
Look at Bam's hand and arm ratio. It looks like Bong Revilla's short T-Rex arm. Sorry, Leonard. I mean, Right?
Kasi nga naka-ano siya eh. Hinarap niya, tas hindi siya naka-angle. It's
I know,
straight.
but this is like literally what Bong Revilla's arm looks like.
Like this, like that.
Yeah. Alex looks like Pacboy, little deluxe there.
Excuse me.
What? That's
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, we can say that. I look fat. Mara looks like Casey Concepcion.
Oh, Mara looks like Mara. Galing, ah.
Yeah, Mara looks like Mara though too. I like it. I mean, these are all. I mean this in a good way, Leonard. Just in case you think I'm crapping on your thing. No, this is amazing. Sam, you look like you. That sarcastic smirk on your face. Kay, the curly
Never.
hair. Kay got the curly hair. Love it. No, this is good. I love this. Thanks. Yeah, please send it over. Would love to.
Dude, Alex's hair
that is
looks
new.
lush. That's very kind.
Alex looks like a dancer from a music variety show
dance
in
move
his
ba yung
era.
ganito niya?
Oo.
World go round. Will you make the world go round? It works for every
Speaking
song.
of pictures, somebody just said that Jemwell Pacquiao's girlfriend looks like Habibi. Before we put this comparison up,
Is that Manny's son?
yeah, Manny's son, who's now gonna have a baby. Okay?
No!
Yeah, so Manny's gonna be a grandfather.
Oh my God, how old is he na ba?
Grandfather. I don't know, but look, Jemwell dated Heaven.
No.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, so you got some beef with him.
I got some beef with Jemwell. You Nepo baby. He dated Heaven.
Wow.
Okay? I have nothing else to say after that. But now he's got a new girlfriend who is going to have a baby. So again, Manny's going to be grandfather. And let's go. Like, I mean, the people are saying she looks like the Biebs.
Oh, pwede.
I can see it.
You don't see it?
Apparently, I mean, I see it. Like,
Oh,
Jimwell
yeah.
and I, maybe we have the same taste because he dated Heaven,
Oh, ano?
and now he's trying to get, my girlfriend, like the version of I think that's the Biebs.
That's the Biebs. Oh my gosh. I mean, at a glance, they might as well be the same girl, Mohan.
Put it back to okay. Give me another photo of this girl. Give me another photo.
Ganda ni
Alvin,
Biebs,
let's
oh.
go. Taray yun eh. Taray face. Pero hindi mo siya mataray. Mataray lang yung mukha. Yeah. Testing Biebs face. Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
wasn't there another one? Yeah. Maybe. Put a hat on her.
Puede.
Yeah. Jemwell. I don't like him.
So what is the takeaway in all this? As someone pointed out on the playback, is it that you have a
Takeaway
chance
is we
with
have the
Heaven?
Exactly. We have the same taste, and we, are link. We wake up with lookalikes. If you use reverse osmosis, may chance na naman ako kay Heaven. Yun lang.
Yeah, no.
Oh, just saying.
Okay.
Alex is on the chat room, which we have no idea why, and not just here.
Oo nga.
Yeah.
Lex, let's go.
Go, Lex. Hurry up. Alex is in New Zealand, by the way, for everybody over there in Wellington, Christchurch, Auckland, wherever you may be. He will make stops. Do check him out live. What a treat. There's nothing going on over there anyway in New Zealand, so you might as well go check him out, because that would be a whole lot of fun. There's a city in Japan that's telling its residents, Sam, that they want no more than 2 hours of screen time per day for its citizens. 2 hours is the max per day.
What?
You know how crazy that is? Like, that's 2 hours is nothing.
It's like if you watch this show on the playback and we did early dismissal, and then that's it. You're done for
And
the
that's
day.
it. Wow, I'm so glad you thought about us.
Yeah, of course.
I'm so glad you thought-
Priorities.
How okay of you. So to think about ourselves
I mean,
before
if you get
them.
2 hours, you might as well
Yeah.
do the best thing.
2 hours. Like, you think you could do that?
No, I can't.
How long can you go without checking your phone? Because you're the mature one on this group. So I would assume you're the one with the best patience, or at least ability to not check your phone.
You know, and I wish I could say that I could go without looking at it for a while, but it's hard. Like, I will have to be in a situation where, like, I have no choice but to not look at it. Or, like, even if I look at it, there's really not much I'm getting out of that.
And you know, the thing is, you know, like I'm against like the short videos, the small stuff, the quick songs, the 15-second videos. I always feel like I like long, team long.
Okay. Yeah, you're long format pa rin.
Yeah, I like longer stuff. But because there's such quick hit entertainment, seconds and seconds and seconds, and Mara brought this up the other day, you can really kind of, as you said, rabbit hole it, where you jump in there, you do one 15-second thing, you do another 15-second thing, and another 15-second thing, and then boom, you're out.
Yep.
For a few hours.
Yep.
And I think I'm kind of starting to turn that way, where the short stuff is very entertaining. Like, I would never, ever, ever go on YouTube and click on a short video.
You've never done this?
I don't do it.
Oh, wow.
Because when I'm on YouTube, I want to hear covers of songs, and I don't want the 4-chair turn version of it. I want the whole thing. Okay. I'm looking up on how-to stuff, reviews. Shorts are not going to do it. They're too short. But now, oh my God, I've changed. I'm watching these short videos of reviews that are short videos. Oh, this drink, okay siya. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. There's no value.
On YouTube now, you're doing the shorts? Or
Dude, yeah, I'm doing the shorts on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Freaking crazy. Like, I would never do that. I came across this funny video. Alvin, I don't know if you have it, but I wanted to ask this question to you guys. Who is your favorite Tagalog-speaking foreigner?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's not a ton of them, right?
Outside of Samo. Yeah, but not you. Not yung hindi yung, you know, grew up here, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Yung Kurt, fine, Dasovich. You want to throw him in there? Maybe some of our past beauty queens, Michelle Aymarin, or who's the Puerto Rican girl? What's her name? Torres.
Dayanara.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Tagalog-speaking foreigner? I think I found mine.
Oh.
Yes?
Who's yours?
I would say Sandara. Because Sandara, Sam, you guys kind of don't count because you guys grew up here, right?
I suppose.
Like, you and Dara grew up in the Philippines. I'm talking about yung foreigner talagang pumuntang Pilipinas. Like Sam YG, bad answer, grew up here. Mo, bad answer, grew up here. Like, you guys know what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh, like, okay.
Took an interest in the culture, learned the language, came to the Philippines, yung stuff like that.
So would it be someone like Diana Meneses, who's a popular answer on the playback? When I hear her speak in Tagalog, I mean, I'm blown away because she has no Filipino blood. Sure. I think she picked up the language in a very short amount of time, and she's very good at it.
Very good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, let's ask Alex. Let's say hi to Alex first. Priscilla Marieles, by the way, probably the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. Lex, your neck is cut. What's up? Oh, man. The internet out there in...
He's also on mute, you know.
Yes, hi. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, Lex, what's up?
I'm okay. Nasa travel ako. I'm traveling New Zealand. So, how's your coffee?
I think he's trying to sound all like social.
Yes.
Like, this sounds really chaka right now.
Lex, your internet
is so bad.
It's so bad. Yeah. You're taking 5-second blinks.
I'll be back.
Yeah, come back. Okay. Here's a video. I think this is my new favorite foreigner who speaks Filipino.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
And we got to really audio this because this is a good one. I saw this online. Police officer, I don't know where this is, probably US. Police officer at a Jollibee.
Oh, so this is him?
Texas. Yeah, in Texas. And overly maklang to when he speaks Filipino, which makes it super cute. Yeah, it's so cute. I don't think he's a gay guy. Pero you can tell, it almost feels like he learned Filipino from Becky Talk.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Great.
Do you think he
really
knows
great.
that?
I don't know, but also I think that's kind of common. If you're gonna learn Filipino and you're not Filipino, the chances are you're gonna sound medyo Becky, right?
Let's hear
you're like,
it.
Diba?
Oh.
Right, diba? You know, you do like, medyo kabaklaan stuff, but he's not. He's a straight guy, and it says here he's got kids and everything. Here we go. Let's press play.
7 months. Arkansas, Little Rock.
Pero sa US, gano'ng katagal?
11 months.
talaga?
Opo. Nakahanga ko. As in, parang ang sarap mo pasikatin.
Yung dila ko, hindi sabay sa itsura ko ba?
Oo.
Oh my gosh. He sounds Bisaya.
Kano?
Filipino, nag-ano.
Ang galing mo. Hindi na ako makakita ng...
So mula noon pa, talagang mahal na mahal ko ang bansa ng Pilipinas. Talagang kalahati ng puso ko ay naging Pilipino.
Certain naman ang asawa mo.
Favorite na pagkain?
Mahirap yun eh. Lahat. Tingin mo sa akin. May problem ba ako sa pagkain?
Pag-explain na lang. Tingnan mo mandala niya.
Talaga, siguro, siyempre adobo.
Yes.
Saka lomi. Mahilig talaga ako sa lomi. Pansit. Everything is pansit. Lagi may pansit. Last 2 times, sumama sila sa akin. Sabi nila, ayaw umuwi, mas gusto ko dito eh. Oo nga talaga.
Hindi kasi cheap doon eh. Super cheap.
Mas masaya yung mga tao eh.
Masaya. Mahirap.
Reklamong mga tao
Correct.
dito eh.
Mahirap man ang buhay sa Pinas. Masaya
Kahit
sila.
mahirap yung buhay, masarap talaga.
Dito more serious.
Oo. Serious tapos mabilis ang oras
Kailangan.
dito.
Ako, serious din ako ah.
Ewan ko.
Anyway, so that's it.
7 months.
That's it. I mean, I love him.
He sounds Bisaya.
Yeah, but I mean, they all do. Like all of them kind of end up sounding like that. But you get what I'm saying. Medyo may makunting baklang to, right?
Like his gestures, medyo
mannerisms, a little bit of this, a little bit of
flair
this. And I love him though.
Do you have any idea if he's lived in the Philippines or he picked it up while he was in the States? I know it sounds like he's lived here, no? Like mas masaya daw yung mga tao dito.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Like at all? He's never set foot?
I don't get it because I don't get it from that accent. And again, I do interact a little bit. I mean, I do live in the U.S. as well. That sounds like maybe didn't live there. Some people are saying he was a missionary. Okay, so that's
that
a 2-year
makes sense.
gig.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's a 2-year gig. So it's not like live. But Arch says, kwento niya, 5 years siya sa Pilipinas. Okay. I mean, that's enough.
Okay. Right. All right.
But he's my favorite. That's it right there. Happy, Jolly B.
Just the disconnect from like the visual and then like when he busts out the Tagalog, like you would never put those two together.
Yeah. Really, really high level. Love this guy. Speaks better Filipino than Jimwell Pacquiao. I still can't get over him. Yeah, no, totally in this. Totally into this one.
Interesting.
So who do you think? What's your answer? Famous person, favorite Tagalog speaking foreigner, I mean.
Gosh. Like it has to be foreigner talaga.
Siyempre, di Filipino.
Hindi yung... No, what I mean is it can't be no Filipino blood. As in,
yeah, I'm not
puro.
really so much on the. Yeah, I'm probably more just like this type.
You know, I think Diana Meneses is very impressive. I think maybe it's her for me.
For that group, I still think that Michelle Van Eimeren, if you remember her, was the best. Like she got it, and she got it early, and she absolutely was like crushed it.
And she picked it up super quick, then, no?
Yeah, she did, and real strong command, vocabulary strong, all of it.
Wow.
Some of these other people who are giving their answers, like G Tonji or Ann Curtis. I mean, these are Filipinos. I'm
yung
talking
purong
about,
purong banyaga. Oh,
they're Filipino. Okay, so he is good. I've seen her on Insta. I mean, I've seen her on YouTube. Diana Torres was excellent. Excellent. And you're right, Meneses is very good as well.
Yeah.
So, Maureen Larrazabal? She's not Filipino? Man, remember her?
Huh?
She was stunning.
She's not,
Maureen.
she has no Filipino blood?
Feeling ko may Filipino yun. James Deacon, again, has lived here forever. You guys, maybe I'm not articulating the instructions well, but no.
Does Maria Ozawa speak Tagalog?
Not great.
Oh, but she does. Like, she dabbles.
Yeah, she dabbles a little bit. She's
Okay.
not great at it. Alex Compton is a great answer. God, Alex is so good. Man, Alex is... In fact, maybe he is the best.
Yeah?
But Alex is also very intelligent. I mean, upper tier university, really immersed himself. When he first came to the country, I hung out with him quite a bit, and he was in the World Go Round music video. And what he did was he just did not watch anything that was not Filipino. He'd read comics, read books. A true kind of studious approach to learning Filipino, and was able to kind of knock it out pretty early.
That's amazing. I think picking up a new language as an adult is so difficult. You would know this, Mohan. I mean, you're studying French.
Struggling with French.
Oh.
Yes, it's very difficult. And he's just so intelligent. He's just a
Amazing.
smart guy. Yeah. All right. Anyway, it is 6:53 now. We have to take a break. When we come back, we'll likely have Bam here. And I know, was it yesterday we were talking about him being in Bicol? I'm sure we can break down that trip and everything else that's going on. Don't go way back after this.
Good times.
How lucky are we? Sen Bam is here. He's a
Wow.
little early.
Maaga today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mo Twister.
What's up, brother?
What's
How are
up? Ito.
Welcome back
you? Good. I'm good.
from Naga.
Yeah. Fresh from Naga. Yeah.
Hey, wait, before we talk about all this stuff, Sam, I know you have an announcement that you need to make right now. Now's a good time to do it before we dive into all the amazing conversation I know we're going to be having here in a second. Here.
Yes,
So go.
let's
Fire.
do that. I will just do it without the background music even. This is about how, yung panahon natin, matinding init, tas biglang may manakanakang pag-ulan. Sen, alam mo ba yun? Manakanakang pag-ulan.
Oo, manaka-naka. Pabugso-bugso.
Pabugso-bugso!
Yon.
Yon, lagot kang bata ka. Mabuti na lang at may Immunomax food supplement. Ang Immunomax ay gawa sa CM glucan na nagmula pa sa Switzerland. Ito ay available in capsule for adults and syrup for kids. Also in Forte variant. Mula sa aming studio o kahit nasan ka pa, magandang balita talaga ang Immunomax. Mahalagang paalaala, ang Immunomax at Immunomax Forte ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Yun.
Wow.
Alam mo ba na we were just talking about Sorry hindi ako kasama dito sa promo na to ha. Wala akong support
They
from
wish.
Immunomax ha.
They wish.
Pero we were just talking about Immunomax yesterday.
No!
Yeah, because yung isang kasama namin, si Von. You know Von, right?
Yes.
Okay, so si Von is living in Australia already, but he was here for 10 days. Joined me for itong last 10 days. And nung nagkukwentuhan kami, ano yung mga binabaon niya from the Philippines. Immunomax. No kidding. As in, I'm like, ano yun? Sir, kaya ito yung binabaon ko, ganyan. Kasi wala daw Immunomax sa Australia.
Oh my gosh.
Talaga.
This is the best.
I'm not
This is the best.
auditioning for any
I know.
support here.
I
ha?
know.
Hindi.
Doesn't get
Kinukwento ko
better
lang.
than this.
Kinukwento ko lang.
Wow.
Real
Immunomax.
story. Real talk.
You're welcome.
From yesterday.
I'm auditioning for any support from Immunomax.
Ano ba
So, Matt,
ang
we
ano?
just said you're-
Sorry, ano ba ang Immunomax? Vitamins? Vitamins ba yan?
Yeah,
Vitamins and I think it's multivitamins.
and gawa siya sa CM glucan nga
Ay, okay. By the way,
for your immune system.
ano siya? Flu season.
Exactly.
Flu season.
The cases are rising nowadays.
Cases are rising. Papaturok nga ako eh. Sabi ng asawa ko
Flu or COVID?
Flu here.
Flu, okay.
In fact, it got so bad na nag-cancel ng classes for 2 days ang DepEd for NCR. I mean, major yun 2 araw. And then ang Laguna, nag-cancel sila for flu and to check if the schools are ready for if they're earthquake ready.
Oh gosh, nagkasabay-sabay na.
Well, yung earthquake ready, I get it. I get it kasi nag-earthquake sa Cebu,
Yeah.
nag-earthquake sa Davao, and of course Luzon is waiting. Oh, are we next, 'di ba? So maganda gang i-check yung resiliency ng mga eskwelahan natin for earthquakes. And when we get back in the Senate, we're gonna have a hearing about that to check on the readiness ng mga eskwelahan pagdating sa mga earthquake.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Bam, before we get to about your trip, and we're just talking about like schools being canceled for a couple of days here. When you were younger and classes were canceled, what was the Bam Aquino reaction there? Was it celebrate, cartwheels, or you were like, shucks, I want to learn?
Ito Okay, so syempre, every child from our generation, kapag walang pasok, syempre masaya ka, di ba?
Best!
Okay?
Yes!
But dude, yung mga anak ko, kapag walang pasok, malungkot sila.
Are you really?
I don't know if it's the Montessori system, I don't know. But they are unhappy.
It might be generational. It might be generational. My daughter's the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Oh my God! Like, it's funny because my mom, she was very sige, stay home. She was always big on stay home. If any reason to stay home, stay home.
Wow,
right?
my parents
I'm okay.
the opposite.
I'm okay.
Nice.
I'm the same way. Like, if she's like, I don't feel well, stay home. I've never like push to go to school. But every time I say that, I get pushed back. I'm like, stay home. Ayoko. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Maybe so.
What's going on here?
This reverse psychology is maybe what the kids need na. I mean, this is
They
good.
want to go to school.
Well, that's great.
Easy. They want to go.
Yung mga anak ko, malungkot sila kapag walang pasok. Malungkot sila.
Yeah.
Why do you think
What's wrong
that
with
is?
this generation?
What's wrong with them?
Can you explain?
Or what's wrong with us?
Sen? What do you think?
I don't know. Yeah,
is
let's break that down real quick. What do you think it is?
Yung anak mo ba is in a traditional school or Montessori system sila?
It's not a traditional school. It's a little bit of it's called a charter school. So it's kind of like a privately funded public school.
Okay. Kasi yung mga anak ko, Montessori system sila. And syempre, kami ng asawa ko, very traditional yung school system namin, di ba? So in the Montessori system, parang they go at their own pace. They have a lot of group work. They have cross-year projects. Like, kunyari, si Rory, who's 10, may mga kasama siya sa grupo niya na 13 years old, 8 years old, 6 years old. Ganyan. Medyo funky.
Really?
Funky. This is Temple Hill, no? So, I always thought it was because iba yung system nila, kaya medyo excited siyang mag-aral. Pero baka generational mo, no? Who knows, no?
Maybe it's how we always complain that kids don't interact socially and they're always on their tablets and whatnot. Maybe because of the lack of interaction, they long for more interaction. Like this was my face-to-face time. When it was us, we didn't have to, right? We're always with our friends.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing a possibility out here.
Yeah.
That the kids want to go to school because this is the little real face-to-face that they get.
Yeah, tsaka diba noon parang at least in the 90s yung kita tayo sa hindi pa Mega Mall, North EDSA. Diba? Kita tayo sa North EDSA.
Yeah.
Diba? Or kita tayo sa Galleria. Ganyan, diba? And that started for me, I was like grade 5, grade 6. Si Rory, papunta na sa edad na yun, they chat. Sa gabi, they're chatting on Minecraft, they're chatting on Google Chat, they're doing their work and they're chatting with each other. She has her headphones and they're talking. Kumbaga yun yung kanilang post-school interaction.
Okay.
It's online. Oh, yeah. Nag-uusap sila. Siguro tayo telebabad, di ba? You're on the telephone. But sila, it's, they're drawing, they're on Minecraft, and they're chatting at the same time with like 3 or 4 friends. Yun yung kanilang hangout.
Okay.
So baka nga yung time nila in school is when they see each other and it becomes special.
Some people are bringing up the COVID lockdown, how they were, like now forced to just be online.
Yeah.
And so now that things are open and they can see their friends, it's like, yes!
Mas masaya.
Oh.
I get it.
I think we had to graduate from the COVID experience though already. It's been so many years. And these kids change so much. I don't know. I don't think they're traumatized from COVID.
May lasting effect siya, especially in the educational system. Like, it was already, marami na tayong issues before COVID, but COVID really was very difficult for our educational system. And we're seeing that now. Ngayon natin siya nakikita. No, so I get it. Maybe my kids, 2 of their formative years, online sila. Forced to be online at an early age. Si Coco, who's now 7, her first experience of school was online.
Oh, wow.
Oh, ito I have to credit Teacher Bambi here, yung teacher niya. Si Teacher Bambi, syempre lockdown yun. Lahat ng mga kaya niyang mabisita ng mga bahay, pinupunta niya 3 minutes lang. Hi, Teacher Bambi, kung nakikinig siya. Just to say, I'm a real person. Hindi ako Mickey Mouse. Alam mo yun, hindi ako cartoon character. I'm a real person, Coco. Hello.
Wow.
Shake hands, di ba? Ganyan, parang I'm a real person. Okay, you can now see me online after. So I think lahat ng mga estudyante niya na pwede niyang puntahan kasi malapit lang naman kami sa kanya, pinupuntahan niya. She made a special trip just to introduce herself na totoong tawa ko.
What
Can you imagine that, di ba?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but si Coco, isipin mo ang first experience niya in school was
online.
in front of a computer. I mean, how difficult, that's hard, di ba? Hirap nun.
Yeah.
Herb here on Playback says, hey Mo, can you play that video where the teachers were dancing and wanted to get Bam's reaction? Yeah, there's this video I saw on Instagram that compares teachers of now versus teachers of before. And you know, Sam and I were talking about like having a crush on your teacher back in the day. That wasn't that foreign, you know. It wasn't that crazy to think about. Now, of course, you know, you really definitely like don't want to get into that level of conversation.
No, may crush ka, pero may boundaries yan, di ba? I mean,
yeah.
You know,
yeah. And
Like,
it has to be very
pretty wholesome, you know.
Yeah, but it also has to be very defined. Okay, these days. Back in the day, well, crush. You know, you don't have to really think about it. But there's this hilarious video of the comparisons between our teachers now who are very hip, you know, they're like up to date and all that
they're
stuff.
on TikTok.
They're
on TikTok. And ours is like, and back in our day, like, they were kind of a lot older than what I felt like. But you know, it's maybe.
Oh God!
Maybe
please, huwag naman sexy dance to. Please.
No. This is
wholesome naman.
This is wholesome, but
ish?
it's just really more. Not even ish.
Okay.
It's super wholesome.
Okay,
but
wholesome. Good.
It's just a comparison of the changing times.
Okay.
You know?
Tingnan natin.
Let's just play. It's funny. It's not crazy. It's funny. Go. Here we go. Some audio would be nice.
Wholesome naman, wholesome.
Verging on. Hello.
No, this is come on. Politicians dance like this.
Yeah, I saw this. Fruit salad. Alam mo to, di ba? So, firstly, nakita ko na to. Okay, nakita ko na yan.
It's hilarious.
But, alam mo ba kung sino yung prototypical teacher natin of our generation?
Who?
Si Miss Tapia. Di ba?
Wait, who is that?
School Bukol. Si Miss Tapia. Yung masungit.
I'm trying. I gotta.
Di ba?
Don't recall.
You don't remember Miss Tapia? Okay, so School Bukol.
Okay, no, I see. Yeah.
School Bukol, Escalera Brothers, which is of course Tito Vic and Joey, di ba? School Bukol was the sitcom of our times. And yung teacher nila doon na sobrang stricto, si Miss Tapia.
Okay.
So ganyan yung imahe natin ng mga guru before, di ba? Yung stricto, may ruler, papaluin yung kamay mo.
Yan. Oh, like Miss Minchin type.
Who's Miss Minchin?
Si Princess Sarah, you know that show, that cartoon.
Princess Sarah. Okay. I get it. But ganyan yung ating
quintessential.
'Di ba? Image ng mga guro, sobrang stricto, sobrang prim and proper. Ngayon, alam mo guys, give our teachers a break, please. Ang hirap ng buhay nila. Give them a break.
True.
Let them have a little bit of fun.
I don't mind if they dance a little bit. Although alam ko nagka-issue yan before. This is in the previous administration. I think may teacher na nagpo-post rin ng mga bikini pictures. I think it became an issue before. They might have asked her to stop. You know. Oo. But I guess kung sayo, okay lang naman. You know, kahapon, we were in Naga and you know, of course, there were so many kids. May turnover na mga tablets. So, si McBride, what's that nga? The Care Family Foundation, the McBride Corporation, donated tablets with the Khan Academy to a school in Naga. And, you know, every time we go there and we talk to the kids, we talk to the parents, always talk to the teachers. Kasi yung mga Filipino teachers, dude, ano yan, ang rami nilang pasan, ang rami nilang kailangan gawin, ang rami nilang responsibility, ang sama ng sitwasyon, facilities are breaking down, there's such little support, textbooks don't get there on time. They have to find their own way to deliver good education. Kanya-kanyang kayod sila. You know, the equipment that they bring, most of the time personal yan. You know, maybe there was one school out of 5 teachers, one had a DepEd issued laptop, everybody else was using their own their own gear, basically. They find their own way to teach. The textbooks don't come, so they figure out a way to teach even without textbooks. And ano siya, it's a daily grind. One request ng mga teachers, so simpleng request lang, but hindi magawa-gawa. Can we have more non-teaching personnel in our schools? Pwede ba mas maraming admin? Kasi right now, I think the ratio is 1:140. You know, one admin to 140 teachers. So they end up doing all the admin work. They end up doing all the extra work. And sabi nila, Sen, ang gusto lang namin talaga magturo kami. Nandito kami para magturo. So we want to teach, but we end up doing so many other things and not teaching. You know? So ganyan yung mga request ng mga teachers. Of course, better salary, allowances, kasama na yon, no? That all is always there. But something as simple as that. Another one, ito, masyashock kayo. 62% of our teachers aren't teaching a course that they studied for. So kunyari, ang inaral ni Teacher Sam, math, ang tinuturo mo,
happen,
English, or vice versa, di ba? So 62% of our teachers in DepEd aren't teaching the course that they studied for. So ang request nila, pwede bang like a free retraining where we can really teach a course that we studied for? And 62%, that's pretty high. So ang laki ng mismatch mo between your colleges, your openings in DepEd, your openings in our schools. Ang laki ng mismatch na kailangang i-align at ayusin, no? So, dude, give them a break. Marami silang pinagdadaanan. Kung konting pag ganun-ganun lang, okay na siguro. Para sa akin, I don't know, were people offended by their dad? Hindi naman siguro, no?
No, not at all. Not at all. I just think it was more about like the change of time, right? Like to just.
But there's a thin line, medyo, diba, teachers kasi are persons of authority. You know, there's that term in the law, who is a person of authority. And, you know, sa bagay, kami nga politiko, patiktak-tiktak na rin kami kung ano mga ginagawa namin.
That's what I was literally going to say. Diba? You guys during campaign season just can't stop dancing.
Hindi na campaign, pare. These days, pati hindi campaign kung ano mga ginagawa. Diba? Ano ba naman yung konting sayaw?
Ma'am, I got a question regarding, you know, we always talk about teachers being underpaid, and, you know, this seems to be a global thing. I hear the same things over here in this part of the world. Why is that? Why is it like just kind of historically teachers have been so undervalued financially or compensation-wise when you think about their responsibility to the generation, the next generation, and all of that stuff? Like, it's just kind of, I'm curious why even globally it seems to be a problem.
I'm not sure. No, hindi ko masasabi globally, but here, ano siya, syempre the majority of teachers are in the government, right? And are paid by the government. And yung pagtaas ng sweldo sa gobyerno takes a long time. In fact, in my first term, napasa yung SSL, is it 3 or 4? Si Salary Standardization Law. And that was the only time medyo tinaas yan. Of course, digong tinaas na yung sweldo ng mga pulis at military, no? So, those don't come very often. So yung pagtaas ng mga sweldo, syempre kung nasa gobyerno ka, it takes some time bago nangyayari yun. Usually sa private sector, mas mabilis yung pag-catch up nila sa pagtaas ng sweldo. Another one could be kasi sobrang rami. Like, DepEd is taking care of 23 million students. Can you imagine that? 23 million students ang inaalagaan ng DepEd. You know, ganun karaming learners yung meron tayo. And of course, kung ganun karaming learners, napakarami rin ng teachers. Diba? If the ratio is 1:40, or hindi naman, it's higher than 40 definitely. But you can still imagine millions of teachers and non-teaching personnel in this field. Diba? Napakarami rin, no?
Makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, listen, let's talk about your trip a little bit. I know that you were with Lenny, right?
Yes.
I saw the live.
Oh, were you there?
Yeah.
I was watching after.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hindi kita nag-greet. No, hindi live. After na. Did you know? Meron akong did you know? Did you know? Gulat kami. So we're having dinner, and of course, our comms were like, ma'am, sir, live naman tayo. Tagal na tayo hindi nag-live. Kasi last time I was there, nag-live rin kami. Okay, fine. Tagal ko hindi nag-live. So, I propped up the phone, lagay ng tripod, clicked it. Sama pa ng internet namin, wala pa. So, we were on, tapos ang tagal. Parang walang nagla-log on. There's that really awkward part of the live na nag-hello ka na pero wala pang...
You're waiting for people to jump on,
we're waiting for people to jump on. So, as in, wala pang tao. And then suddenly may parang 4. Okay, 4 people. So like, okay, hi to the 4 people, ganyan. Like, I don't know how many people watch our show. I don't know, di ba? Pero parang you feel it's a small community, di ba? Parang hello to the 5 people who are watching us, di ba? And then naputol yung internet. Pagbalik ng internet, no kidding, 1,500 na yung nanonood.
So it was an internet issue?
No. Parang nagulat kami, 1,500 na yung nanonood sa atin. And then by the end of a really short 8-minute, 10-minute live, I think we hit like 2,500 people watching. And then in 2 hours, parang like 1 million people watched it.
Wow.
It was really kakagulat siya. And that was at the end of a really long day with Mayor Lenny. Kasi, so, sorry short kwento lang. So the event was the next day, was yesterday. I was there on Tuesday, di ba? So Wednesday kahapon. So I'm like, okay, anong flight? O sige, let's get there. Let's have dinner out, ganyan. Then we can go to the event the next day. Siyempre, nung nalaman ni Mayor Lenny na 3 o'clock pa lang nandito ka na. So she did like 2 school tours before the dinner. Parang gramo niyang nilagay ng mga lakad. So it ended up to be quite a long day. And we went to 2 schools. One was Julian B. Meleton Elementary School in Naga. When we landed, umuulan. So Tuesday was a rainy day, di ba? Umuulan siya. 45 minutes na ulan. Julian B. Meleton is underwater.
Wow.
Within 45 minutes. We haven't posted, have we posted it yet? No, we haven't posted the videos yet. Oh, we have. We've posted the photos, not yet the video. But pag makita niyo yun, dude, underwater siya. Okay.
In that amount of time.
In 45 minutes, that school was underwater. And pagdating doon, sabi ni Principal Apollo sa akin, and of course Mayor Lenny was there, she was showing me how bad the situation was in that school. Although she did bring me to the worst level, yung mga schools na malala talaga. Sabi ni Apollo, si Principal Apollo, actually Sen, 45 minutes lang yung ulan na yan, wala tayong bagyo, wala tayong habagat. The rain wasn't even that intense. But within 45 minutes, our school we're canceling classes already. Kasi underwater na. Okay, underwater, how bad could it be? My God, pagtingin ko, hanggang tuhod yung tubig. Wow. Okay, ito yung best part, the worst part. Paglingin kong ganyan, may naglabas na ng bangka. As in, nagbabangka sila sa loob ng eskwelahan. Okay? So you can imagine, imagine nyo, so you have the schools, usually the schools kasi in a public school are U-shaped, di ba? And then sa gitna, may flagpole, may covered courts on the side. That's the usual layout.
Yeah.
Yung buong gitna, kung saan usually, imagine mo dun magpa-flag ceremony. Dude, nakalubog, underwater, hanggang tuhod yung tubig at naglalabas sila ng bangka. And fini-ferry nila yung mga teacher at estudyante from one part of the school to the other part of the school in a little bangka. Okay? Gosh. In 45 minutes of rain. So sabi niya, Sen, can you imagine, our classrooms here, sira-sira na dahil sa water damage.
Yeah.
Okay? Underwater. And, of course, Mayor Lenny also just won in May, so she assumed in July. And the LGU will take care of fixing that drainage problem, although it seems to be a huge problem. And we hope we can support with better classrooms. Marami ng ideas like itataas ba? Kung itaas mo naman yung school, yung neighboring areas naman yung mababaha. So hindi rin okay yun. There seems to be a drainage problem. Connecting the drainage of the school to the drainage on the street. And then further down kasi may mga malalaking establishments, malls and buildings. And it seems yung mga malls and buildings hindi rin sumunod sa proper code. So nagkaka-blockage yung daloy ng tubig. And that leads to hundreds of children, number one, being in an unsafe condition. Kasi syempre pag mataas yung tubig, that can bring disease, that can bring, somebody could drown. Hindi siya parang yung paa mo lang mababasa, hanggang tuhod talaga siya. Kung 7 years old ka, yung tuhod natin, siguro hanggang chest level na ngayon, di ba? You can't bring in equipment to these classrooms kasi baka mag-short, So yung usual learning materials ng mga teachers, di nila magamit. And it just needs a lot of work. So si Lenny really brought, as in pag-landing namin, diretso kami doon. And sabi ni Principal Apollo, Sir, para hindi lang to kwento, nakikita mo talaga ganito kalala yung eskwelahan namin. We even talked about moving the school. Sabi ko, baka naman sir, mas mura pa if you just move the school. So Naga, unfortunately for Naga, it's a catch basin for water, for rainfall from the neighboring towns.
Oh.
Siya yung parang lowest point.
Oh.
No? Hindi naman siya valley, but it's the lowest point. So, if it rains, hindi siya nagbabaha kaagad. Nagbabaha siya after about an hour. Kasi that's the water from all of these other towns flowing to them, and dun siya naiipon. Okay? So they really need to work on a lot of things. No? So that was the first. She brought us to a second school, si Mabolo. And si Mabolo naman, ang problema nila, marami silang condemned buildings. They have so many condemned buildings. And at some point, DepEd put up, quote-unquote, makeshift classrooms. So no kidding, para tong kahoy. Honestly, ito I don't wanna be mean, pero mukha siyang bahay ng manok. Alam mo yun?
Like a cage?
Hindi. Alam mo yung kung saan nilalagay yung mga manok. Yung parang may kahoy tapos parang may mesh around it.
Yeah, it's like an open thing.
Oo, ganyan. And those makeshift classrooms are supposed to be only there for 6 months. Pero it's been a year already or more. So nagtataka sila, sir, nung tinayo tong makeshift classroom na to, of course it's cheaper. Dapat temporary po ito eh. And I'm like, bakit kayo tinayuan ng makeshift classroom? Nasa city naman kayo. Usually kasi yung makeshift classroom kapag may disaster or kapag, may dilubyo, they have to do something immediate. They put that up and then they tear it down as soon as the disaster is done. So in that case, dapat pang 6 months lang yun. So they had like 8 of these. And it's not a real replacement for a real classroom. Diba? It's a makeshift classroom. Makeshift lang yan eh. Ibig sabihin dapat mawala yan. So they had condemned classrooms, they had makeshift classrooms, and wala. They were saying, we need new classrooms. And one problem that they had sa Mabolo was that kahit marami silang condemned, wala sila sa listahan ng for replacement na classrooms. Okay? And that's the problem. Ibig sabihin nun, yung listahan natin na it's only 146,000 na now. 146,000 classroom gap. Ang kutob ko, it's much higher than that. Mas mataas talaga siya. Kasi maraming condemned na wala naman dun sa listahan. And then every year, we have classrooms that pass the 25-year mark, which are automatically for replacement. Hindi rin siya nare-reflect dun sa listahan. Kasi quote-unquote, kaya pa namang gamitin. So kung kaya pa naman siyang gamitin, bakit siya tinatawag na condemned? Diba? It's either you're condemned or you're usable. Hindi ka pwedeng condemned ako na ginagamit pa rin. So if we really look at how many classrooms are condemned and how many classrooms through each year become condemned, kasi you're condemned automatically after 25 years and may mga iba after 50 years, our classroom gap is just gonna get bigger and bigger. So this is a real problem, but hopefully when we get back to the Senate, pagbalik ng session, it's budget time, we can find definitely a bigger amount of budget to really address this problem. So, yun yung Naga experience namin. And then the next day, we went to a third school, si Absede. By the way, ang galing ng pangalan na Absede, di ba? It's ABCD. Think about it, di ba? Okay? So, it was named after a person, si Absede. Pero ang ganda na yung school mo, Absede. ABCDE, di ba? Anyway.
So nice to learn your...
Di ba?
Yeah.
Oh, di ba? Dapat alam mo yung alphabet. Absede ka, nasa Absede school ka, di ba? So si Absede naman, that's where we had the turnover of tablets. And this group called Khan Academy, they have a partnership with DepEd. And they have an AI-powered learning platform for kids and teachers that they're offering for free to DepEd. Oh. It's run by Geraldine Acuña, who's a good friend of mine also. So libre to for our learners. They've been rolling it out. They've been trying to get support. So the software is free. Our schools should have internet, and that's something we're working on. Pero the third one is kailangan ng devices. So whether it's DepEd issue, LGU issued, or my donation, kapag may nadodonate na devices, they're able to onboard the students and the teachers on this platform, the Khan Academy platform. In fact, any student can go on the Khan Academy website and it's free.
Wow.
If you're like grade, si Coco grade 1, so parang we tried it na grade 1, tapos may mga modules, and then may mga quizzes, And then pag tama yung sagot mo, may mga bells and whistles and parang naka-gamify
You
siya.
need the bells and whistles.
Oh, of course, di ba?
Yeah.
So, yun. So, that's what we did on yesterday. And that was fun kasi I got to sit in how the classroom was being run kapag may device ka or kapag AI-powered or may software. And the kids in the public school in Absede, I got to sit with one kid and then I think grade 5 ba? Grade 6? Grade 6, no? Grade 5. Medyo mahirap yung mga tanong, ha? Like, nahirapan ako, ha?
But there's a game show nga. Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
So it seems,
Yung
tinagting namin
benchmark.
yung mga tanong. So ito napansin ko. So, of course, she was on the new tablet na dinonate, and then the software was, of course, from Khan Academy. And the lesson was about percentages.
Oh, gosh.
So, percentage, base, and rate. Nakalimutan ko na nga, di ba? So, parang 50 is, kunyari, 50 is 50% of 100.
Oh,
di ba?
yes, tama.
So, si 50 is percentage.
Wait, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. CR muna.
Wait. Si 50% is the rate. Si 100 is the base. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
So itong katabi ko, this little girl, and we were looking over the tablet. Alam mo yung math niya magaling eh. Kayang-kaya niya, dude. Compute siyang ganyan. Kung saan kami nahirapan, and I'll say kami, kasi pareho kaming tumitingin dun sa tablet. And then you put it in the tablet, and then automatically it'll tell you kung tama o mali yung sagot mo. Try again, or yes, you got it right. Ching, may ganun, di ba? Nung binabaliktad-baliktad yung English, medyo mahirap pa.
Binabaliktad yung English?
Oh, like for example, kunyari, the easiest is 50 is what percent of 100? Okay.
50%.
Okay, yeah. Okay, si Sam. Okay. Pero pag binaliktad mo na, 50 is 50% of what number?
Okay.
100 is, yung binabaliktad-baliktad mo ng English.
Same numbers, but then you're just...
I mean, of course, mag-iiba yung figures every question.
Okay.
Pero nung basically, inaano mo na yung English, di ba? So doon siya medyo nahirapan. So ako parang, nga no, medyo tricky. Di ba? So doon kami. But yung math niya, okay. So pati ako, to read it 3 times just to understand. Dapat English din, di ba? So, yun. But at least she's got a device. Kung wala mang textbook na makarating sa school na yon, may device sila. It's powered by AI. The teachers like it kasi kung mag-quiz ka, it checks it automatically.
That's one thing off their plate.
So may dashboard ka agad si teacher. And, stuff like this. We have to be moving towards this direction. While at the same time, addressing yung foundational issues natin, like classrooms and textbooks and internet connection and electricity and decent bathrooms and water. Alam mo yun? So kumbaga, napaka, it was such a surreal experience to go to a school na napaka-basic ng problema. Kapag may 45 minutes na ulan, hanggang tuhod yung tubig. And then at the same time, go to another school, and the school, in fairness, had good internet access. Yung eskwelahan namang yon, by deliver ka ng mga tablets which is AI, which has a program which is AI powered and can really support the students in their learning. So nasa ganung era tayo, guys, no? Habang inaayos mo yung foundational problems, one eye is looking towards the future. How can we bring in better technology, better things for our children, while at the same time looking back and trying to fix problems which have been neglected for decades. Diba? Wow. So yun yung pinaka-challenge mo. And of course, Mayor Lenny, she's got, parang nakamap na yung mga schools niya, alam na yung mga problema, and we met with her barangay captains the next day. And, she's really enjoying herself. Like, tuwan-tuwa siya as mayor of Naga. The last time that her husband was mayor was 2010. So Jessie Robredo, of course, for our Gen Z out there, si Jessie Robredo is one of the best mayors ever in the Philippines, multi-awarded. He was there for a total of 18 years as mayor. He started out, he was 27 years old. First time siya naging mayor ng Naga.
Oh, he was so young.
He was so young. Guess how old Lenny was at that time? She was 22. Sabi ko, ma'am, grabe, ang bata mo pala nun, no? Oo nga, I was fresh from law school, when she was wife of the mayor.
Oh, wow.
And he was mayor for 9 years, took the break, came back, was mayor again for 9 years. So naka-total of 18 years siya. Ended in 2010, became DILG Secretary of Pinoy in 2010 until he passed away, no, from that plane crash. And Lenny and the Robredos are basically back in Naga after 15 years. And sabi niya, ang raming bagay na sinimulan ni Jess na nawala. Kaya ako nandito. So there are a number of things, especially on the governance aspect, na feeling niya nagkukulang, kaya siya bumalik to try to bring back that level of excellence and governance in Naga. And sabi nga niya, alam mo Sen, at least dito, alam ko yung lahat ng problema, I also know how to fix all the problems here. Alam ko rin kung paano ayusin. Of course, yung mga problema ko, nag-aaway yung kapitbahay, may mga dispute sa sewer, may dispute yan sa kalsada, sa ganito, but, given enough time, this can be fixed. At kaya kong ayusin to. That's why I felt ang gaan ng ang gaan ng aura niya. Yung aura niya magaan, di ba, kahapon. And sabi ko nga, we're here to help any way we can help from the national side. Nandito kami para tumulong. But it was such a great experience to connect what we see in the Senate na puro numero. Classroom gap. 146,000 learners, learners who are not learning at the level that they're at, X percentage, textbooks na hindi nakarating, ganyan. But to go and see it for yourself. Diba? Pag sinabing may problema yung classroom, ito yung problema. Underwater sila. Pag sinabing nahuhulog na yung mga kisame, like literally nakikita mo talaga nahuhulog yung kisame. At pag sinabi rin, proper use of technology can really help kids, can help teachers. Nakikita mo rin, di ba? So it's such a great experience and happy just to share with everybody our Naga visit yesterday.
Wow.
Bam, you said that when you get back to, Senate gets back into session, it's going to be prioritizing getting funding for some of these things. And as all you senators have your own committees and stuff, is the competition for, the cuts that we're going to see in flood control, are everybody, is this a tough competition with the other senators who are trying to fund their projects and their committees and their plans?
No, it's going to be tough competition with Congress. Okay, kasi nakita na namin yung version ng Congress eh. Okay, and yung flood control, if I'm not mistaken, maybe only about 10 to 20% of that 260 billion na kinat went to education. I'm gonna double check that, no? But ang alam ko, it's I think 26 to 40 billion out of 260. And a number of us want that amount to go higher. Gusto natin mas malaki yung mapupunta sa edukasyon. Now, that's just the 260 billion that was cut. We're gonna we're gonna cut DPWH. The hearing is on Monday, and we're gonna do. Some of us are going to propose siguro 20%, just a 20% cut, just to cut out the fat. Kasi lumalabas sa mga hearing overpriced eh, 'di ba? Yeah. Sabi ko nga morally, pwede ko bang ipasa tong budget na to na alam kong overpriced siya? Syempre hindi, 'di ba? Ngayon na naglabasan na lahat ng mga information. So there will be a proposal to cut the DPWH budget maybe by about anywhere from 20 to 30%. And that's gonna be, again, hundreds of billions of pesos. So pati yun, magde-decide saan to pupunta. Diba? If you ask me, it should go to education and health. Yun yung dalawang pinaka-major. Health, let's fund our hospitals. Let's have real zero balance billing. Yung pwede kang magpa-hospital. So the condition for zero balance billing is you're in shared accommodations. Hindi ka na sa private room. But for many of our countrymen, kung talagang mapapangako mo na wala akong babayaran pagkatapos ng procedure ko, I will go for the shared accommodations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we work on improving shared accommodations. We work on improving na mas malalaki yung mga hospital or mas malaki yung capacity niya. But now that, the president has talked about zero balance billing in the SONA, gawin natin totoo. Diba? So we have to fund the hospitals. Fund the hospitals, fund the schools, fund our kids, fund those who are sick. Yun eh, parang basic lang, di ba? Yun yung basic. Yeah. So lahat ng mga cuts na to, I would prefer na dun siya mapunta. I think we can get, medyo nafe-feel ko naman sa Senate magkakaisa eh, dito. The problem will be in the BICAM. Kapag yung Congress version at yung Senate version nagtapat na, I don't think the Senate will agree to what Congress had said. Kasi ako personally, I feel na more money needs to go to education. We have to fund the scholarships, we have to fund the classrooms, we have to fund the internet access, we have to fund our teachers, whether it's extra allowances or more non-teaching personnel or better training programs for them, kailangan silang pondohan din. Pag napondohan mo yan, then we've got a chance. Kung parehas lang yan, kung business as usual, our problem is just gonna get worse. No? So to address this problem, kailangan siyang pondohan, kailangan siyang tutukan, kailangan siyang ma-implement ng maayos. So for me, all of these budget cuts in flood control, DPWH, abot yan ng 300 billion or more. Maybe up to 400 billion. Sana malagay natin yan sa tama, which for me is education and health. And that's gonna be a fight. Now, ang maganda is that the BICAM, I think for the first time in history, is going to be live streamed. So everybody can watch. Okay? Everybody can watch. Walang small room, back room, small room deals which have been there in the past. Ngayon, it's gonna be out in the open. And I hope, just like people are watching the Blue Ribbon, na may one time, I think, sa Inquirer, 200,000 yung nanonood, parang ganyan. Sana marami ring manood dito sa BICAM. And mag-support tayo. If you feel na education and health need to get a bigger budget, let's engage, di ba? Ang problema ko lang is that it gets very technical. It's not as exciting as yung mga investigation. Yung mga investigation kasi ginawang telenovela na ng mga tao talagang, right. People are tense when they're watching it, right? Ito, it's probably gonna get a little boring, honestly. It's a lot of amendments and, transferring budgets. So, kailangan mo rin ng mga people in media to help explain what actually is happening, because it can get very technical. Jargon na siya at some point. So even if it's live streamed, ang fear ko is baka hindi rin siya completely maintindihan ng tao. So maganda to get the academe, media personalities.
Dapat may commentator.
No, dapat parang basketball game. Yeah. Team Senate has
exactly.
Or parang golf, di ba? Yung tahimik yung commentator. Team Senate has moved 5 billion pesos from AIX to scholarships. Di ba? Ganyan, di ba?
For real?
Well, no, maybe not so whispery though. You need like more wrestling.
Wrestling?
He clearly hates kids, so that's why.
Rock bottom. Ganyan, di ba? They rock bottom the scholarships. So baka nga, di ba? Baka ngayon ang kailangan natin, di ba? Explainers, no? But in our history, it's the first time. And credit to Chairman Win and Chairman Mika, so that they're the chairpersons of finance. They're actually doing it. I mean, can you imagine? So yung isa ring innovation ng Finance Committee is that the documents are gonna be online. In fact, I think they're already online now. Kung di ako nagkakamali, they might be live now. Like you can look at the Congress version of the budget on the website, on the Senate website.
Okay.
We'll check that. Kung hindi pa siya live, because we were talking about it yesterday, it's gonna be live soon for the public to see and download.
Wow.
So, first time yan. So credit to Senator Win, no? Talagang he made the promise that it'll be transparent. So it's out there. It's right there. So, in-request
what
ko
if
na
you
lang.
don't get it though? What if you don't get what you want though, Bam? Like what's worst case scenario? And what do you do about it?
If you really
you
don't,
just started.
If you don't get what you want, as in to the level na hindi mo to matanggap, you vote no on the budget. In the last year, I think Senators Risa and Coco Pimentel voted no as members of the minority. So kung di mo talaga gusto, hindi mo talaga tanggap to, or you feel a travesty has happened, then you vote no.
So education and health have been, you've been an advocate for those two sectors. What are the other ones that are like, competing for this?
Marami. But don't forget na meron namang NEP, which is the budget from DBM, the initial document. So may pondo na yan, di ba? So they've already suggested budget for, kunyari, DTI, budget for DOH, budget for ganto. And then it goes to the process to see whether you can rearrange the budget further. Di ba? So for example, when we passed the free college law in 2018, wala siyang budget. Like, naghanapan yung mga senador, ano yung isa-slash natin para mapondohan yung free college. No? And I have to credit Senator Ping and Senator Lauren being at the helm of this. Back in 2017, I was working on the law. Hindi pa siya napasa. But they said, since mapapasa naman yan in a few months, let's already look for budget for it para the implementation can be done in the next school year. So, you slash from here, you slash from there. Of course, anybody that you slash budget from, magagalit sa'yo. But in this case kasi, flood control to na alam nating di naman na gastos ng maayos. So, no one seems to be complaining right now na zinero yun. And then now that na-reveal that the DPWH is overpricing a lot of their projects, I don't think anybody will complain that we're gonna slash 10, 15, 20, 25% of that budget, although we'll see on Monday. So suddenly, meron kang bulk na pwede ring i-reallocate to other things, di ba? So, all of these, even like small agencies. Like I remember when I was National Youth Commission chairperson in 2003, we had to defend our budget. Our budget was like 50 million for like an agency of 70 people. And this is 20 years ago. So kahit yung ganung kalit na budget, i-defend mo pa rin yan. And then you have a budget now of DepEd, which will probably hit about 1 trillion. Na kailangan mo rin i-defend. And then yung bawat isang item dyan, anybody can ask a question. Any congressman, they're done now with their process, but now any senator can stand up and say, yung computerization budget, bakit ganito lang siya? Bakit hindi natin taas yan? Pero kung mag-amend ka at gusto mong itaas yun, kailangan ka magtanggal from somewhere else. So it's just unique this year na meron kang 260 billion na flood control na suddenly na free up na presyo. But rest assured, hindi lang yung budget. The budget 6.6 trillion. So maliit lang tong 260 billion ng flood control compared to the 6.6 trillion peso budget. And I'm hoping that since this budget is the budget during this time of crisis, pagdating sa governance, that this is a budget that we can really be proud of. And a number of the senators, ganun yung pananaw nila. We have to make this really transparent. We have to really show the people na wala tayong tinatago dito. And let's have a budget we can be proud of. The 2025 budget, I wasn't part of that budget. Wala pa naman ako sa Senate noon. But largely, ang tingin ng mga tao, it was bloated, sobrang raming pork, sobrang raming fat, and as we saw, maraming flood control. So, we want to see the reverse of that, the opposite of that now for 2026. It's online, no? O, anong website niya?
House of Representatives na website.
Okay, so the House of Representatives website actually has their version online already for everybody to see. And this is the first time, I think, in history. The Senate will also have that. The Senate will also show the amendments of the Senate version in the next few days. And then the BICAM for the first time will be live streamed.
Whoa.
Hindi siya behind closed doors.
All of this stuff that you're talking about, right? Are you confident that all of us, not just you, not just Sam, me, Filipinos abroad, Filipinos, of course, there, do you honestly think we are going to feel a dramatic improvement in the way the government responsibly operates? Like, do you think we will physically feel that corruption has lessened in a year?
Ang sagot niya, nasa atin yan. Nasa atin yan. You're not gonna feel it right away kasi, ano siya eh, like, the way that government works, it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time to budget, to implement. Usually may time and space yan eh. So hindi siya yung tipong by January suddenly makikita ng mga tao mas malinis sa yung gobyerno. Hindi ganoon yun eh. But given enough time and with the projects, with the data that will come out, on where the money was spent. By the way, all of these things we're uncovering, hindi naman ito nangyari 2025 eh. Karamihan na nakikita natin nangyari 2023, 2022. It takes time for you to actually see where the money will go. But ngayon na nakabantay yung tao, I'm hoping na we'll have a better governance. But sasabihin ko ulit, nasa atin yan. Si Alex always talks about focus, di ba? Kung mawala yung focus natin, kung ma-distract tayo, and we don't put in the systems to really address corruption, we lessen the pressure on politicians to do better, babalik at babalik yan. Pero kung this time, and again I say maybe this time, yung kanta, maybe this time, talagang nag-war on corruption tayo, Mo Twister, di ba? Yung gustong war ni Mo Twister. At talagang, dude, you've been talking about that way before this flood control scandal, di ba? Tagal mo na pinag-uusapan yan. Kung talagang desidido tayo ngayon, may chance. Di ba? But if like the usual Filipino style na within a few months makakalimutan, ganyan.
Get distracted.
It'll come back. So, ang suggestion ko, ang recommendation ko, ang gusto ng puso ko talaga is we focus not just on the cases, and that's important. We need to see people jailed. We need to see the money na kailangan mabalik yung pera, but we need to see some systems put in. So, this is a system. Live streaming the BICAM, putting the documents online. That's a systemic change. Wala yan noon. Ngayon, ganito na. And hopefully, ganito na yan. Everything, all the documents are there. The blockchain bill, hopefully we get it passed in the next few months. Pag napasa yon, then talagang mafo-force yung agencies to put out their documents. So we've just finished the new draft of the blockchain, the budget bill. And meron kaming provision doon, kung hindi mo pinost yung dokumento na nakalagay, because we have section 4 which details all of the documents, you have to post online. Not just the budget, even the contracts, even the contractors, even the bill of materials, kahit yung presyo ng semento, ng tulay na yan na gagawin sa home province mo, kailangan alam ng tao kung magkano yung semento dyan. Okay?
I love it.
Kung hindi mo siya pinost, after 7 days, there's an administrative penalty. Kung hindi mo siya i-post after 15 or 30 days, it becomes criminal. At kung hindi mo siya pinost, at yung hindi mo pinost is proven to be fraudulent, or becomes part of a case, a separate case, the person who should have posted it in the agency will be tried as a co-conspirator. So mabigat yung penalties dito for not posting, because the idea is it should be second nature for every government official or for every government agency to make transparent lahat ng transactions nila. Because all of this, lahat to pera ng bayan. So hindi mo to pwedeng itago kasi hindi mo to pera eh. 'Di ba? Pera to ng bayan eh. So the public, they deserve to know. They're all taxpayers. Taxpayers need to know. They deserve to know where their money is going. So the blockchain, the budget bill, of course, there's the blockchain part, but probably in the first year, it's the disclosure part which will be the most important. Pinakamahalaga dyan, yung mga dokumentong nakalagay sa Section 4. All of these documents, and we were getting help from experts, what documents we need to put online for people to see. That has to be out there. Kung di mo yun nilagay, may penalty ka. Diba? And then yan, secured through the blockchain, and then in a language that's interoperable with other groups, with watchdog groups that can do APIs, apps, tech, where people can be more engaged, at mas makakapag-participate yung mga tao sa pera nila. Diba? Kasi ang pinakakinaiinisan ng tao, pera ko to eh. Tax ko to eh. Tapos ginagago nyo lang eh. Diba? So, people need to see where the money is going. Saan to napupunta? And then, there they can make a decision. Yung gumagamit ng pera ko, maayos ba yung paggamit niya? Kasi kung di siya maayos, kailangan siyang patalsikin. Diba? Kung ninanakaw lang yung pera ko, yung taong yan, kailangan patalsikin, kailangan paalisin yan. Diba? Kailangan wala na yan. We have to vote them out or we have to stop supporting them. Yan yung gusto ng tao. It's just that the next election cycle is a few years down the line. So in the meantime, gawin natin itong mga systems na pwede na kung hindi nangyari itong skandalong to, no way would these systems get passed or get done. But because people are angry, galit yung mga tao. Galit yung mga tao, naghahanap ng solusyon yung mga tao. Hindi lang sila naghahanap ng sino makukulong, although that's number one. Hinahanap rin nila, ano ba yung mga solusyon na pwede dito? Then these reforms have a chance to get passed. And that I think in the short term is something na sana wag rin tayo mawala ng focus. Hindi tayo ma-distract, di ba?
And like listening to you talk, it's almost kind of wild how come we didn't do this earlier? Like how this is
because Sam, because Sam,
I mean,
and si Mo,
principle, like
no, because before this scandal, medyo tanggap na ng mga tao to eh. It's just the enormity of this scandal. Talagang winapang mo yung mukha ng mga tao eh. But 2022, gobyernong tapat, people said, ba't kayo tumatakbo gobyernong tapat? Wala na nobody cares.
Right.
In fact, ang worst pa yan, napaka-old-fashioned na yan. Gobyernong tapat? Wala na yan. Tuwid na daan, napaka-old-fashioned naman yan. I mean, these are things na pinagdaanan natin. And at some point, people said, wala na yan, di na uso yan. And here we are again, still saying the same thing. Kung yung bansa natin gusto nating musad, we have to make sure yung pera ng bayan napupunta sa tama. I mean, it's so basic.
Exactly.
It's so foundational, di ba? And we're still here.
Yeah.
Di ba? So, while we're looking to the future, one eye is to the future, ano yung mga technology na pwedeng gamitin. Another eye, ano yung foundation na kailangan nating ayusin. Di ba? And, having these systems is both. Let's use technology to fix these foundations, di ba? Mo, time for your rant. War on corruption, dude. Let's go.
No. I was gonna say. I think you brought this up, and it was really on my lips right before you said it. That in a kind of warped mindset, we should be grateful for this scandal because there's no blockchain, right? Or maybe it wouldn't be coming up in the near future if it weren't for something like this. So as crazy as that sounds, let's look at the bright side. With this, the changes are going to be at least attempted.
May chance.
And there's a better chance now than ever before.
Yeah.
So,
but babalik ko lang ha, the three things na hinahanap ng tao, ikulong yung mga sangkot, ibalik yung pera, baguhin ang sistema. I mean, let's not lose track of those three things. Diba?
Right. A funny thing, I think President Obama, again, not to make it too U.S. centric here, but I think President Obama just recently said this in a podcast where he mentioned, with the way Trump runs the country, that we're being tested right now, and we probably needed it. We needed this to be shaken out of the ways that people get complacent with. And I was like, oh yeah, sounds like Philippines, right? We needed this. We needed this scandal. We needed this problem to be able to go, okay, here is what we need to do. Bam. I mean, my God, you've got so many answers, but I hope everybody's on the same page and they have the same amount of energy. And like you, they are going into these provinces and seeing these problems, so they have firsthand experience with them.
Yung very Filipino, di ba yung pag nawawala ka sa sarili mo, kailangan kang yanigin. That image na parang shake mo, di ba? Pag nawawala ka sa sarili mo, di ba? Sam! Ano ba? Papa! Ganyan, di ba? So, alam mo yung sometimes kailangan mo masampal pag nawawala ka sa sarili mo, di ba? You know what I mean? I mean, that's like a very 1980s thing to watch, di ba? Yung sa mga sine noon, di ba? Pero, pag nawala ka sa sarili mo, and itong levels of corruption na nangyari sa ating bansa in the last few years, I mean, hindi tayo to eh. Di ba? Ako, I'd like to think hindi tayo to. Or definitely hindi tayo aangat or hindi tayo all these words, aangat, babangon. We won't move forward kung ganito tayo. So I'd like to think na nawala tayo sa sarili, nawala tayo sa landas. Kailangan tayong yanigin. At yung nangyanig sa atin, yung mga TikTok ng mga anak ng kontraktor, nepo baby, di ba? Yun yung human, nakakayanig talaga siya eh. Yung baha, yung level ng baha na never before seen, di ba? Nayanig, nagalit, now what, di ba? So I think right now, people have shown how angry they are. And ano pa yan, mas malalim. By the way, so nag-Cebu Pac kami going to Naga, no? And right before I stepped off the shuttle bus, yung driver nung shuttle bus, kinuha niya kamay ko. Sabi niya, Sen, yung flood control, huwag niyo pakawalan yan, ha?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, that was the shuttle bus driver the next day. No, that day, dun sa public schools, yung teachers said the same thing. Sen, yung investigations, huwag niyo pakawalan yan, ha? Kulong niyo yan, ha? Ganyan. So, alam mong, yung galit ng tao, yes, there was a manifestation, that huge rally on September 21, but mas malalim pa yan eh. Malalim yung galit ng mga tao eh. Kasi experience, nakikita nila eh. Nararamdaman nila. Every time umulan, pinapaalala ni Lord yan sa ating lahat na huwag natin pakawalan to. Diba? So nandyan na yung galit. Now it's time for action. And the onus is on government to act on the evidence, to act on the cases. Yun yung hinahanap ng tao ngayon. So that's number one.
Bam, it's crazy that you tell the story. I said a similar story a couple weeks ago, and apologize for making it about me, but I think there's a bigger story regarding, it might just be everybody though, not just you, Bam, as a senator, because when I was walking at the airport a few weeks ago, somebody stopped me and said, this flood control, don't shut up about it. Every day on your show, crush it. Never give them a break. Yeah. I'm like, I'm all over it. Like, yeah, don't worry, But it's everybody, right? All of us, not just Bam because you're a senator, but everybody.
Everyone.
Do not forget and just keep pushing in any capacity.
Tuwa ako yung mga favorite on Instagram to, yung mga favorite influencers ko na komedyante. Pati sila, it's all about corruption. And you have a lot of artistas also saying, another day has passed at wala pa rin nakukulong. Di ba? Parang ganyan, another day or isa pang araw or nagkabagyo na, nagkaganto na, Mariah Carey concert na, wala pa rin nakukulong. Yung ganyan, di ba? So, the pressure is there, di ba? But the ball is in the court now of the DOJ and the Ombudsman to move fast. And like a few blue ribbon hearings ago, si Secretary Remulla, who's now Ombudsman Remulla, yun yung line of questioning ko sa kanya, which is, what's your timeline? And he gave the legal framework parang 40 to 60 days. So 40 to 60 days nung kinount namin for a case to be filed is probably closer to November, but it's this month. It's this month. So hinihintayan ng tao. And I think yung mga tao, though impatient, alam rin naman ng mga tao at the back of their head na may proseso yan. Pero hindi na dapat to umabot ng Christmas. Diba? Right. The best Christmas gift for people is may mga cases na mafa-file, may makukulong. Kasi ako, I still think, hindi ko alam kung ako lang to pero parang walang Christmas spirit na October na. Gitna na ng October, wala pa rin Christmas spirit yung mga tao, di ba?
Just go to the malls. But that's about it.
Yeah, but alam mo, so syempre yung kids ko, wow, mall, wow, talagang punta kaming mega mall. Laki ng mga decoration, but that's the only place.
Exactly.
Wala ako ibang makitang...
That's what they want you to shop.
Tsaka like kami sa bahay, parang walang mood, wala sa mood maglagay ng Christmas tree. Di ba? So baka nga protesta natin to, di ba? Hindi mag-Christmas ang Pilipino hanggang walang nakukulong.
Yeah, you ruined our Christmas.
Ang tindi ng protestang yun, ha? Para sa mga Pinoy
in the
na...
Philippines?
Di ba?
Oh
na
gosh.
number 1 ang Christmas. Di ba? Ano mo? Let's start a petition. No Christmas party.
Yeah, like...
Until... umiiling sila. No Christmas party until may makulong. Ano, kaya? Kaya ba?
Yeah, for sure. Like you're ruining Christmas.
Grinch,
and
no?
Then,
so
get it doesn't feel it. You're 100% right. Hey, real quick before we get out of here. So we had this topic the other day, and we were talking about the ombudsman who was seen in a photo. I don't know if you saw this, where he was. I think maybe people were asking him questions, and he put his hand in the air. The problem is he had an iPhone 17 Pro Max in his hand.
Oh, really? Okay.
So there. So. This phone is brand new.
Okay.
I mean, it just came out. I think, diba sabi mo, Sam, a couple of days ago, right? So the topic that I threw out there was like, I mean, you guys as politicians, you guys have, it's okay to have a little bit of luxuries. I mean, it's just a cell phone. And like, when you read some of the comments and stuff, but I get timing is bad, and he's not flexing. He is not showing off. He's just guys like phone is just in his hand as it is in everybody else's hands, right? But
malayo naman yung iPhone 17 Pro Max sa Rolls-Royce, di ba? Ang layo naman nun.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys can have a little bit of nice stuff, right?
Yeah, pero, I mean, I guess people are, wala sa mood mga tao. Alam mo yun? Sometimes asawa mo, wala ako sa mood ha? Parang ganyan, di ba? Yung mga tao, wala kami sa mood. Okay.
Kahit iPhone, wala ako.
Wala. Kahit iPhone 17 yan. Kahit iPhone 17 Air yan na mas mura pero bagong-bago, wala kami sa mood. I get it. Yep. But give him a break, man. Laki ng trabaho niya. I really hope that he does well. It's too early. Like, ang raming taong nagpe-prejudge na kay Ombudsman Remulla. Give him his 40 to 60 days.
Oo nga.
He said, and when he said this, he was still DOJ, by the way. So hindi pa yan counted sa Ombudsman time niya. But, maybe I'm just a optimistic person. But I'm hoping that the DOJ, the Ombudsman, using everything that was uncovered in the Blue Ribbon hearings, the ICI investigation, I hope it leads to actual cases. And dyan nakabantay yung tao, no? Feeling ko may internal clock yung mga tao eh. Ako, kutob ko, end of November. Kung wala pang nangyayaring end of November, magagalit na naman yung mga... Galit na yung mga tao, mas magagalit pa sila. But even now, as we speak, pinapaalala natin, huwag nyo tong papakawalan, huwag nyo tong ili-let go. And these agencies need to do their work. They need to do their work. And I know, I'd like to think na alam nila na may pressure talaga to get this done right.
Gotcha.
So pagbigyan mo na. Yeah. Pagbigyan mo na yung iPhone 17 Pro Max, mo?
Oh, I agree. I'm like, I think people just need to relax a little bit. But you get it, I get it. It's just
iba
right
yun
now,
kung ano yun? Ano nga yung, is it a Patek? Yung sobrang
The
mahal?
watch na
Na
ano.
$5 million?
Yeah.
Yun ba yun?
Yeah,
Yung $5 million?
Richard Mille seems to be. Richard Mille was the one that all of
Mille.
these contractors were wearing.
Bakit
and
mas
that's
mahal?
Millions.
So,
Millions.
I never thought na ganun kamahal ang Richard Mille.
It's Richard.
Yeah.
Sorry, Richard.
Richard, bam.
Richard.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Ganun kamahal
Somebody
pala
I
yung
love
flip
this.
that.
See,
Ganun
this is what I
kamahal.
want. I want politicians. This is so refreshing.
Bakit?
Now you don't even know how to pronounce brands.
Is it Richard?
You don't
Sorry,
it's Richard, apparently.
Apparently. Ganun
That's what I
kamahal.
want.
Putik Philip. Sabi ni Dapat, Putik
Alam ko naman yung Patek Philippe, pare. Pero yung Richard, di ko alam yung Richard. So, iba yun siguro kapag ganun niya, meron siyang 50 million, $5 million ba
watches have
talaga?
to be that
Oh, yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
Like,
Easily.
why?
Why? Oo nga, di ba?
The scarcity, brand, like marketing, branding. It's there's no way that the precious jewels that you can throw in there equate to that amount of money. Like you can't even find enough.
No, it's the
precious-
brand. It's the brand.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
brand.
it's all brand.
Goodness.
It's all brand. It's all status. That's all.
Ridiculous.
I mean,
So,
sure. I'm sure it's
iba
high
yun.
quality and engineering's great.
Diba?
but it's
Iba
the way you
yon.
price that.
Kung meron kang, is it 5 billion? Magkano yung sa contractor? Ay, yung kay engineers? Was that,
Yung relo nila?
diba, napansin yun, diba? During the hearings na, ano ba yun, parang 10 million pesos na relo or whatever.
How much ba yung sa Richard something? Magkano ba yun,
Millions
Mohan?
siya.
It varies. It varies, but there's nothing. If I were gonna say, like again, I don't have stats in front of me. It varies, but I would say maybe your cheapest would have to be, oh God, maybe 10, 15 million
Pesos.
as your cheapest.
So parang
your
$3 million
That's your
yung relo mo?
entry. Like
Entry?
entry level.
Crazy.
Like it's really cheap. I mean, really expensive for the low end.
Teka.
And then
So $3 million yung pinakamura niya?
No. Not 3 million. 300,000 US, 400,000, maybe 250 to 400,000 is your
okay.
is your
150
entry
million pala.
level.
Mali. Sorry, mali math ko.
Yeah.
Mali math ko. So sorry.
It's
So,
okay. Yeah, I
pesos
mean,
na lang
you got
para
tested
madali.
by those kids.
So 10 million pesos yung pinakamurang relo niya.
I would say, like, if again,
Insane.
don't let's not take this to the bank, but in that range, sure, something like that.
Okay, iba yon. Iba kung...
And nobody wants that one because that's the entry level, right? I mean,
Oh, really?
You want. Yeah.
Invite nga natin
You
tong
want
si
the
Richard
mid-tier
na
to
to,
the
Sam.
top-tier.
Pakausap nga natin ba't ang mahal ng relo niya. Tao ba to? Tao ba siya?
I know.
Yeah,
is he
it's-
living? I mean, goodness.
It's crazy.
Explain.
Oh, by the way, for the record, parang di rin siya maganda.
Yung watch na yun.
Oh no! It looks like it looks very childish. I mean,
Diba?
it's not. I mean, I can see the
Ikaw, Sam.
protecting.
I have no idea what it looks
Type mo
like.
yung
Wait.
ganyan.
Oh, it has a
No
very
clue.
odd
Chunky,
shape.
ang laki niya.
Yeah, very odd shape. Yeah.
Oo.
It's not a fancy watch. It's really pang play, you know.
Pang play?
It almost looks like
looks
you
like a
can find it at the
toy.
bottom of like at the bottom of a cereal box or something. It's very, very
Oh my gosh. To
unimpressive.
add insult to injury. Really.
Baka,
This is what
baka
it looks
tumatawag
like.
na si Richard sa atin, ha? Ba't mo sinisiraan yung relo ko? Ganyan. Sorry, no? Sorry, guys. Apologies to lahat ng may mga Richard Mille out there.
Yeah. And apologies to all the other Richards. Richard Gomez, and Richard Gutierrez, and
Richard Gutierrez.
Yeah, that we've messed up your name, all of the Alden Richards. We apologize for screwing up your name all these years. All right, Pam. We'll see you next week. There's so much I wanted to ask you too. I mean, funny because I saw this thing on the news. Maybe we'll save it for next week. But apparently, there's a Keep Call Centers in America Act that was bill that was thrown out this year. I saw this on Philippine news this week, though it's been out for a couple of months now, and I wanted to kind of get your take on it. But again, it's not like breaking or anything, so maybe next week we'll talk about it. But this is kind of an interesting conversation I wanted to have with you next week.
That and AI, dude. Yan yung mga threat talaga sa BPO industry natin. Kaya we gotta up our game. Kasi even more than voice na keep call centers in America Act. The AI side is the one that will eat up the jobs, eat up the seats.
Yeah,
kasi AI mo kaya na eh. Kaya mo na mag-converse eh.
Oh yeah.
So mas yun yung concern. But alam naman to ng BPO industry, they have to upscale. But we can talk about it next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Are you here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? What do you
Probably Thursday next week. Yes.
Probably. Okay. Sounds good, brother.
See you.
Take care. Be
Thanks,
safe.
guys.
Thank you,
Salamat.
Sam.
Keep fighting the good fight. Oh, have a good one. Later. It is 8:05. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of the show. Don't go away. Back after this.
Good times.
It's in my hands, the artwork from Leonard. It's here.
No, look at that.
So you get the original copy of the artwork. It even says, original artwork for rapper and DJ Mo Twister.
I hope it's not on the artwork. Or it's now trash.
And then everybody gets a copy. So there's that. But thank you, Leonard.
Thank you, Leonard. Appreciate it. He did send his hey, happy birthday message, and I got this art thing for you. So I'm assuming it's a gift for that occasion. So thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
So nice. Thank you.
Kirill said she's on the way to the studio. So hurry, Sam. Run.
Wait, did you not tell her it's ED today? One. But at least she can get her copy of the artwork too, because we all get one. Even Sanbam, he got his today.
Hey, why don't you wait for her and you guys just go hang out?
Pwede naman.
Yeah. I just gotta go pick up the daughter. So that's why.
Yeah.
So, yun lang. That's why. No, okay. Hang out with Sam. Keep going.
You mean like on the air?
But she's messaging. She's like, no, don't leave. Oh, it's so early. I'm like, I just have to pick up my daughter as I do on Thursday mornings. So,
I will have to see about that.
Sorry. It's only because she has this cheerleading thing that she does. If not for those days, I pick her up before. I pick her up before the radio starts. But on this day is a kind of cheerleader day.
Is this going to be a regular Thursday thing, though? Oh, that's
no,
a yes.
Because the time changes in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, the time zone changes. So when we get off on regular time, then I can go pick her up. See, like right now, we'll be off already by now. 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So no, this is probably the last couple because there's this time change that the Americas do. It's so weird.
Yung daylight savings ba yun or whatever?
Yeah, it's like first week of November or something like that. So once that kicks in, we now end our show at 5 o'clock, which is the time I'm supposed to leave to go pick her up. So we'll be fine.
Okay. Cool.
November 2, somebody said? Okay, perfect. Yeah, 2 weeks then. Love it. All right. See you guys. Have a great day. Employee of the week. Let's see. I don't know. What was the first thing that comes to my mind? Is Mara.
It should be me, huh?
Did you get it last week?
I did.
Yeah. Can you please share?
Back win.
What if you know Mara was the butt of our jokes a little too harshly this week? So a sympathetic employee of the week for her.
Kay's online.
There she is on the way.
Hey girl.
Hey
guys.
Congrats on the movie.
Thank you. Salamat
gonna watch.
sa lahat ng nanood ng Quezon.
I'm gonna watch today.
Oh my God.
That's quite the size of a button.
Yeah, it's the one they have in the film. Kasi it's more like a, ano ba tawag dun? Well, just to give you a time period, the elections. So it's Quezon versus Aguinaldo. So those are the pins.
A button that size has a pretty big sticking mechanism. Be careful.
Well, yeah, it's a pin. Okay lang.
Yeah.
Hindi ka naman ma-injury.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
Are you parked or is that traffic? Oh, that's traffic.
This is traffic. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to go on kasi parang go on air na kasi parang 8:50 ang ETA. If Sam wants to go home.
Mohan wants to pick up the daughter. Talaga. This is all Mohan.
Yeah.
Oo, 8:52.
Mohan, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tomorrow, right?
No.
Oh, the 19th, right?
Rapper and DJ, Mo Twister. Monday ang birthday niya.
The 19th.
Monday. It's Monday.
Yeah, I think I saw it in my calendar.
Oh, the 20th. Your birthday's the 20th.
No, it's the 19th, Samantha. It just happens to be
Sunday.
the 19th. I know, but 19th here kasi it would be 20th sa inyo. So she's more right than you are.
Okay. I had to factor in so many things. Sorry. So yes, happy birthday, Mohan.
He's checking the daylight savings time kasi.
I mean, we're doing a podcast this weekend, right? So I'll see you either the day of.
We are?
Ay, nako.
I am. Okay. All right. Anyway, Quezon, everyone, go out and watch it, please.
Yes, and please watch my podcast. So this episode is with Jericho Rosales, and I'm proud to announce that I'm part of the Radar group. So there is a whole campaign. Watch out for that. Oh my gosh. I'm one of 5 podcasts in the Philippines. Support me.
Yes. Please, everybody, do that. All right. You guys want to hang out? Or I'm out. I got to go. But you guys can hang out.
It's all right.
We're out.
Well, happy weekend.
Happy weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
See you in Hong Kong. Whoever.
I only heard Hong Kong. What's happening in Hong Kong?
She's going to Singapore, though.
Me there.
She's going to Singapore? I thought
Hong
she was in
Kong
Singapore.
tomorrow.
You're in Hong Kong tomorrow.
See you in Hong Kong. Yeah, I have a work thing there.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
See
Bye,
you
guys.
there.
Safe travels,
Bye,
okay?
guys.
Safe travel. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Salamat. Bye.
Good times.